So you just got a brand new PlayStation 5, and you're probably wondering, how do I set up my PS5 the best way to take advantage of all of these new games? Well, I'm gonna show you the 5 things that you can do to get the most out of your PS5 and also save you some money on games. Starting with knowing the ports on your PS5. We all know Ethernet, power, HDMI, but did you know that not all USB ports are the same? Yeah, you got a USB-C port at the front, but also, did you know that this front USB-A port is slower than the others? That's brutal! So make sure when you're plugging in your DualSense to charge, or like an external USB drive for playing games off of, you use any of the 3 ports other than this port. So what is that port for then? The only thing I use this port for is transferring save data from PS4 games. Everything else, I use the other 3 ports. I even tried charging my phone through this port and it was absolutely slower. Next, get your 7-day free trial of PS Now.
PS Now has massively improved over the last year now that you're able to download a huge majority of the games offered. So you can try out a ton of hit games for a solid week before deciding if those games or the service is right for you.
And the library is actually pretty insane. Speaking of services, don't pay for PS Plus monthly. This is a big one because I could save you some major cash.
Come on, give me the cash.
I, like a lot of other people, used to pay for PS Plus monthly because I thought it was cheaper at the time. Wrong. This was before I knew about CD keys.
CD Keys is a website where you can purchase legit codes for services like PS Plus, PS Now, Xbox Gold, and more.
And you can often find 6-month passes or 1-year passes for 20 to 40% off. So you can pay less than half of what a regular monthly membership costs. That adds up over time. That's like 1 new game per year that you can buy with those savings. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, bitch.
So you just got your fancy new PS5 and now you're strapped for cash and can't afford any new games. No worries.
For owning a PS5, Sony has rewarded you with the PS Plus collection. This is a collection of PS4 bangers that you can now download and play for free as long as you have a PS Plus membership.
And there are some really amazing games on this list.
Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, The Last of Us Remastered, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat 10, Ratchet & Clank, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End.
Bonus tip, Sony is rolling out a brand new feature in some countries for people who are wanting to try out new games risk-free. You are now able to demo games for up to 6 hours in select countries. So you can give new games a chance before you decide to buy. I think this is an amazing feature that Sony's bringing back. Who remembers those game demos that came in those old gaming magazines? Magazines? Yeah. I'm old.
How do you do, fellow kids?
FYI, the playtime includes the time that it takes to download the game. So make sure you have fast internet and you're ready to play the game as soon as it's ready. So you heard the PS5 has amazing graphics power, right? This is how you make sure all of your games are running at the best performance.
So here in your PS5 settings, you have 2 different choices for your graphics settings, either performance mode or resolution mode.
Performance mode will mean that the game will adjust the graphics so it runs at a consistent 60 frames per second at all times. In my opinion, this is the way to experience your new games.
After you experience 60 frames per second gaming, when you go back to 30 frames per second, it will feel like you're playing games whilst wearing oven mitts.
Quality mode is for all of you pixel peepers out there. Digital Foundry fans, anyone? So if you got a 4K TV or monitor, then this mode is for you.
It ensures that your games are outputting the highest fidelity with the best graphics.
But this means all of your games will run at 30 frames per second. If you're coming from a PS4 or Xbox One, then you're used to games running at 30 frames per second. And most consoles prior to that also ran at 30 frames a second. But like I mentioned, if you really want a next-gen experience, I highly recommend you run your games in performance mode. You won't regret it. Some previous gen titles like Call of Duty Warzone can even run up to 120 frames per second. So if you have a 120 Hz monitor, you can get close to a PC gaming experience for a much lower cost. Now that's insane. And if you are still trying to decide which PS5 that you should get, here are 5 reasons why you should get the PS5 disc version right here.
Meow.